Welcome to day one of our course, Dharma, Intention, and Wisdom. We're starting big today with a question that might seem simple on the surface, but is anything but. Ready? Here it is. Who am I? Now, I know you might be thinking, Michael, that's one of those big questions that everyone wrestles with at some point, like, who am I? And I am living this busy life. I don't have time to unpack it. I want you to bear with me because this question is at the heart of our journey. It's a question that touches the essence of who we are, and our purpose is wrapped up in our direction in life, and we call that our Dharma. In Ashtanga yoga, we practice a very intentional path of self-inquiry, asking questions like, who am I? So that we can peel back the layers of confusion and distraction. In fact, that's what we're going to do in this course too. Let's be clear. Asking who am I isn't about coming up with a simple answer. There isn't going to be just one. It's not about labeling ourselves based on our job or our relationships or what we've achieved. Those are just aspects of our lives, not the essence of who we are. Instead, it's about getting deeper into the question of, like, who am I? And looking beyond the surface to gain insights that will guide us forward on a path of Dharma, which is, our purpose and intention, how we align with our higher purpose and wisdom, the insight that comes from the observations of those things. So, why is this question important? And how do we start getting answers? Well, one, it's because self-inquiry or introspection is how we gain insight. We ask these big, bold questions, questions that are uncomfortable and messy, and we listen for the answers. Those aren't answers that come from our minds or our egos or our routines. These are answers that arise when we truly sit with the questions of who am I? What am I doing here? And we like wait with patience and allow our deeper wisdom to surface. When we take a moment in our practice and ask, who am I? We're asking really, what is my true nature? Not the conditioned self, not the thing that's shaped by society or family or external expectations, but the essence of who we are at the core. This is the beginning of wisdom. And the beautiful thing about asking these questions is that, like in yoga, it's a process of discovery. You may not get an immediate answer. In fact, you may get more questions, but over time, with patience and practice, the insight will unfold. So let's kick off our journey today by diving into that question. Who am I? Don't worry about getting it right because there is no right answer. Just start with curiosity. Here's an activity. It's a self-inquiry journal prompt. Take a few minutes to sit in a comfortable position. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. With each inhale, imagine you're inhaling curiosity and openness. And with each exhale, release any tensions or expectations. Now, write down your response to the question, who am I? Don't overthink it. Don't rush it. Write whatever comes to mind. It can be a word, a phrase, or a feeling. This is your raw, honest answer right now, and that's perfectly fine. Once you've written your response, reflect on it for a few minutes. Does it feel true? Does it feel limiting? Does it feel expansive? Does it feel like a label or a deeper truth? Write down what you think about it, and then we'll revisit the answer in a few days. For now, just let it sit like a seed in your mind, ready to sprout. Here's a closing reflection. So that's your first insight practice, right? Asking the big question of who am I? It's going to feel like a lot to begin with, and that's perfectly okay. The important thing is that you start. The more you ask this question, who am I, both on your mat and in your yoga practice, you'll find that it creeps into daily life. In fact, put it in daily life, and the more that you'll begin to recognize the deeper answers, the ones that come from within. We'll continue to dive deeper into this process throughout the course, but for today, just trust that you've begun the journey of discovering your true self. And as a general reminder, insight comes through patience, presence, and persistence. Takeaway for today is to ask the question, who am I? Ask it often on your mat, in your life, and in moments of stillness. Reflect on the answers that you get and do it without any judgments or expectations. Keep your heart and mind open to the unfolding process of discovery.